Welcome students. This is the fourth and final part of our topic, the spider and the bee. We know that an argument was going on between the spider and the bee, and they both were trying to prove their superiority. Bee puts his reason before the spider, and then he gets impatient at so much loss of time, and he flies away without waiting for an answer from the spider. Now let's continue our essay. It happened upon this emergency that Aesop broke silence first. Aesop. So who was Aesop? He was a Greek fable writer of the 6th or 7th century. He wrote a large number of fables. Fables means a story with animals as characters having a moral lesson. So at this point of time, Aesop broke his silence because before that, both the armies were silently watching the dispute of the spider and the bee. So at that point of time, Aesop breaks his silence first. He had been of late most barbarously treated by a strange effect of the regent's humanity, who had tore off his leaves and chained him fast among a shelf of modern. So Swift is saying that he was recently treated very brutally by the keeper of the library. So regent means a person who rules, but here it is used for Richard Bentley, who was the keeper of the library. So he says that he had been of late. Recently, he was treated very barbarously by a strange effect of regent. Regent यहाँ आया है Richard Bentley के लिए humanity, who had tore off his leaves and chained him fast among a shelf of modern. So Swift is saying that Aesop was recently treated very brutally by the keeper of the library. Who was the keeper of the library? Richard Bentley. Okay, as I have told you that Aesop wrote a large number of fables, but Bentley said that all those stories were not written by Aesop. He had a few that they were written by someone else at a much later time. Okay, so here Swift is saying that this Richard Bentley treated book of Aesop very brutally. He treated him with a strange effect of humanity. The word humanity is used ironically here. Who had tore off his leaves. Now Swift is saying that he is telling the reader that how he was treated by Bentley. He tore off his leaves. Leaves means pages of the books. So Bentley tore off his pages and chained him fast. Chained means tied him with a chain. Fast means very tightly among a shelf of moderns. So what he did, he tore his pages and tied him with the chain very tightly among a shelf of modern writers. We are soon discovering how high the quarrel was likely to proceed. He tried all his arts and turned himself to 1,000 forms. So here in the shelf of moderns, Aesop realized that the quarrel was going to be high. So he tried all his arts and turned himself to 1,000 different forms. At length, in the borrowed shape of an S. At last, he borrows the shape of an S. S means donkey भी होता है, but other meaning is foolish or a stupid person. Okay, so he borrowed a shape of an S from the moderns. He borrowed this shape from moderns, and Bentley thought that he was a modern. He turned himself to 1,000. At the length, he borrowed the shape of an S, and the regent mistook him for a modern. Regent, who is regent? Richard Bentley. He mistook him for a modern. So Bentley thought that he was a modern because he was in the form of an S. So by which means he had time and opportunity to escape to the ancient. So Aesop got time and opportunity to escape to the ancient just when the spider and bee were entering into their contest, at the time when bee and the spider were involved in their argument, to which he gave his attention with a word of pleasure. So Aesop gave his attention to their dispute of spider and the bee, okay, very pleasantly and when it was ended, swore in the loudest key, and when it was ended, he spoke in the loudest voice. That in all his life he had never known two cases so parallel and adapt to each other. He spoke that in all his life he had never known two cases so similar and efficient. That is, Aesop said that the dispute between the spider and the bee was exactly similar to the dispute between the books of ancient and the modern writers, as that in the window and this upon the shelf. So, the one case was happening at the window, that means the dispute between the spider and the bee, and another case was happening at the bookshelf of the library, the dispute between the books of ancient and modern writers. The disputant said he have admirably managed the dispute between them, have taken in full strength of all that is to be said on both sides, and exhausted the substance of every argument, pro and con. So Aesop said that the disputants, that means the spider and the bee, they have very nicely managed the dispute between them, and they have used their full strength in their dispute. They have used completely, they have exhausted means they have used completely the substance means matter of in their argument. They used it in the favor of themselves as well as against their enemy. Okay, it is but to adjust the reasonings of both to the present quarrel, than to compare and apply the labors and fruits of each as the so now it says that because the both cases have similarity, so we can use the reasoning of spider and the bee to the present quarrel of the books as well. Okay, it is but to adjust the reasoning of both to the present quarrel. So because there is a similarity, so we can use the reasoning of spider and the bee to the present quarrel of the books as well. Then to compare and apply the labors and fruits of each as the bee fruits of each. So then we can compare and apply the hard works and results of each army, as the bee hath learnedly deduced them. So the bee has very learnedly means knowledgeably concluded the issue, and we shall find the conclusion fall plain and close upon the moderns and us. So we will find the conclusion of the issue fully clear and similar for the moderns and for us, the ancients. Okay. For pray gentleman was ever anything so modern as the spider in his air, in his turns and his paradoxes. Now Aesop says that I request you, gentlemen, was there anything so modern as the spider in his air? Air means in his expressions, in his turns mean act, and his paradoxes means a statement that contradicts itself. Okay, he wants to say that spider was behaving just like moderns in his act, in his expression, and in his paradoxes. He's saying that I request you, gentlemen, was there anything so modern as the spider in his expression, in his act, and in his paradoxes? He argues in the behalf of you, his brother, and himself. Aesop says the spider argues in the behalf of you, his brothers. Brethren means brothers, and himself, with many boasting of his native stock and great genius, that he spins and spits wholly from himself and scorns to own any obligation or assistance from without. He boasts about his native stock and great genius, and he says that he spins and spits completely from himself. He scorns means he hates to own any obligation or assistance from without. From without means some outer source. He hates to have any indebtedness or any assistance from any outer source. Then he displays to you his great skill in architecture and improvement in the mathematics. Then he displays to you his great skill in architecture and improvement in the mathematics. Here we are talking about the spider. Okay. To all this, the bee, as an advocate retained by us, the ancients, thinks fit to answer. So to all these, the bee answers, who is acting like an advocate for us, the ancients. The bee answers that if one may judge of the great genius or invention of the moderns by what they have produced, you will hardly have countenance to bear you out in boasting of either. The bee answers that if one may judge the great genius and invention of the moderns by what they have produced, you will hardly have any justification in boasting of the either. Boasting of the your genius or your invention. Okay. Erect your schemes with as much method and skill as you please, yet if the material be nothing but dirt spun out of your own entrails, the edifice will conclude at last in a cobweb. So Aesop says that you can put up your project with as much art and skill as you want, but if the material is nothing but dirt which is spun out of your own inner part of your body, then the building will conclude in a cobweb only. Okay, he's saying erect your schemes. Erect means put out your schemes. Here it is used for project yourself with as much method and skill as you please, yet if the material be nothing but dirt spun out of your own entrails. Entrails means inner part of your body. Intestines, it means actual meaning इसका intestine होता है. Your own entrails, the edifice will conclude at last in a cobweb. So he's saying if you put up your project with much skill, but the material is nothing but dirt which is spin out of your own inner part of your body, then the building will be resulted in a cobweb only. Okay. He's saying that moderns use their skill and art to present their work, but the matter used by them is equal to nothing. Okay. The duration of which, like that of other spiders' web, may be imputed to their being forgotten or neglected or hid in a corner. The duration of the cobweb is not everlasting. They are forgotten easily and neglected, or they are hid in a corner only. In the similar way, the works of the moderns are not everlasting and they will be forgotten soon. For anything else of genuine that the moderns may pretend to, I cannot recollect. Now, Aesop is saying that I cannot remember anything produced genuinely by the moderns, okay, unless it be a large vein of wrangling and satire. Wrangling means argument, okay. I can only remember long arguments and satire written by them and having similar nature and material like spiders' poison, which however they pretend to spit wholly out of themselves, is improved by the same arts by feeding upon the insects and vermin of the age. So although they pretend to spit out this poison wholly out of themselves, but in fact it is improved by feeding upon the insect and vermin. Vermin means kide, okay, of the age. As for us the ancient, we are content with the bee to pretend to nothing of our own. Now if we talk about the ancients, we are satisfied with the bee, whatever the bee is saying about us, that we have nothing of our own except our wings and our voice. That means our flights. Here flights is used for the flight of imaginations. Okay, flight means flights of imagination, and our language. So he is saying that we are satisfied with the bee, that we have nothing of our own except our wings and our voice. That means our flights of imagination and our language. That is to say, our flights and our language. For the rest, whatever we have got had been by infinite labor and search. Labor means hard work and wrangling through every corner of nature. And whatever we have got has been by lot of hard work and search and wandering through every corner of the nature. The difference is that instead of dirt and poison, we have rather chose to fill our hives with honey and wax. The only difference is that instead of dirt and poison, we have chosen to fill our hives. Hives means मधुमक्खी के छत्ते जो होते हैं उन्हें hives कहते हैं, with honey and wax. So he is saying that instead of filling our hives with dirt or poison, we have chosen to fill our hives with honey and wax, thus furnishing mankind with the two noblest of things, which are sweetness and light. And in that way we are providing mankind with the two noblest of things, sweetness and light, because honey is sweet and wax is used for making candles. Okay, so Aesop is saying that ancient have imagination power and skill to express themselves through their language, and they provide the word good manners. Here the word sweetness and light. Sweetness means good manners or behavior, and light means to provide knowledge to the world. Okay, so he's saying that they provide the word good manners and behavior and also provide knowledge to them. So here ends the episode of the Spider and the Bee. Thank you so much for watching.